Project Aware is a federal grant through SAMHSA, and we are fortunate enough to be one of the localities in the state of Virginia who were awarded the grant. And the purpose really is to be able to integrate looking at mental health and how we deal with mental health in our schools.
I think one of the exciting things about this position is that it's something that hasn't been done before. This is an example of how our communities are working together, using the resources we have to be innovative, to meet the needs in a better way.
We've been able to work very, very closely with our Community Services Board to provide services for our students within our school division to students that probably would not be able to access needed interventions and support services within their community, so we brought the community services to the schools.
We're educators. That's what we're trained to do. We are not trained to help students when they have a mental health need, but we want our kids to be able to stay in the school building as long as possible.
How can we use our collaborative partners? How can we use community stakeholders? How can we get family and youth involved in this process? And how can we take a look at the systems of support that we have to make sure that we're addressing all the needs of students at every level so that they're successful academically but also emotionally and behaviorally.
I think you can tell by this project that we're not afraid to look at the problems we have and work really hard and creatively to solve those problems.
Parents have limitations of what they can do and what they can handle. Medical professionals have limitations of what they can do as far as prescribing medication and limited knowledge even what to do with students with mental health issues. And as educators, you know, our background is education. Our background is not dealing with mental health. We, of course, try to make the best with what we know, but that's a limitation for us.
One of the needs that we know we have is getting our students to see a child psychiatrist to help with any issues they may need at that level of service. So our hope is to really get that service for our students so that they're not on a wait list, but they're receiving those services before they're in crisis.
So in our current system, we are triaging students and clients with the ones with the most severe needs, which is what we need to do because they need to be seen. But what's happening is our students who have significant needs but are not at that crisis level yet are, they're not getting in to be seen and they're sitting on a wait list.
So when we have students who have this type of need, who need that type of support, and they're on a wait list and they're waiting to get that psychiatric care, we start to see how it affects them academically, how it affects their life with their families, how it affects how they operate within their classroom, how they connect with their friends or can't connect with their friends. And so our goal is to really try to be preventative, to get them that service they need before their grades start to drop, before their self-esteem starts to drop, before their connections with their peers aren't as healthy as they need to be, before their families feel like they don't know what else to do. So we're hopeful that by meeting this need, we can be proactive, meeting those needs, getting those kids what they need to help them stay confident in school, that their relationships with their friends are healthy, that their families can help them in the best way possible.
It is an amazing place to raise children. We have 2 little girls, and this area has really allowed us time with our family. And we don't have to sit in traffic. Both of us drive about 20 minutes to work, but we drive through rolling hills and beautiful countryside.
I moved here to go to graduate school many years ago, and as I find out many others do as well, I stayed.
To me, you get that slower pace of life here in the River Valley, but having the 2 universities, you have Virginia Tech and Radford University in pretty close proximity, it allows you to have some culture and some learning opportunities and some diversity that you might not get in other small town areas.
It's a beautiful area. The schools are fantastic, so supportive. There's so many wonderful things for people to do here if you're an outdoors person, or if you love exercise, or if you want just fun, innovative things to do, great places to eat. It's just real friendly atmosphere. People are very welcoming, and it's just such a warm community, so once you're here it's really difficult to leave. So we're hopeful that the person that comes here will see that as well.